Hello, everyone. My guest today is Brad Parker. He's a 20-year veteran in the pet retail space and a serial entrepreneur. He owns 4 retail pet locations, a marketing company called Social Network MD, a finance company called Financing Your Way, and a SaaS business called FormPiper. He thrives on identifying the problem and solving it and helping retailers drive success in their business. Brad, you ready to take this up?
I am. Let's go.
All right. So what is FormPiper, and is it a pure play SaaS business?
Yeah, FormPiper is software designed to help retailers automate their consumer finance process.
Mhm. And give me maybe an example retailer that uses you.
Take a furniture store. You go in to make a purchase. You want to use their same as cash offerings. They might use 4 or 5 different finance options. So we really streamline the process for the customer to make it easy for them to get that approval.
Mm-hmm. And are they always brick and mortar locations, or do you do this online digital brands as well?
Right now, we focus on brick and mortar retail.
Brick and mortar retail. Okay. And give me a sense of how you're helping these guys. If I go into a brick and mortar spot, I buy a mattress, and then they're using you on the back end to help me finance the mattress purchase. How's that all work?
We really streamline the process and make it quick for the consumer. So the consumer only has to fill out one application. If you're not using FormPiper or some form of portal system, you might have to fill out multiple applications to get that approval, or the sales associate might have to fill out multiple forms. So the time can really add up. When you're sitting there waiting for an approval, you don't want to wait for 30 minutes. You want to know that you're approved within a few minutes so you can continue on with your purchase and have a good experience.
Mm-hmm. Now, when did you launch this business?
About 18 months ago.
Oh, well, congrats. So just getting in the market here. And help me understand a little bit about how you found these brick and mortar retail locations, like, the local mattress store to use you.
Well, it really started off with my retail locations. So I was able to identify a problem in my own business. We use 5 to 6 different lending options. And so it would take us about 25 to 30 minutes to get the approval that we needed if we needed to use all of the options. So we knew we had to have a solution. So I was able to bring my pet team together with my finance company and my marketing team, whiteboard it out, and FormPiper was born. So we've taken that 25-minute process down to a couple minutes. So it's been fantastic.
And how many customers are you serving today?
Currently 90.
90 folks. Now, do you bill based off like number of locations, or is it just 90 no matter if you have 1 location or 100 locations?
Basically, we bill per location. So you can have our software on as many devices as you would like in your location. But if you're a multi-store operator, you would have a license per location.
Okay, so 90 is like the number of brands. They could have 180 locations under the 90 brands.
No, technically right now we have 90 retail businesses using the platform.
Yeah, what I'm trying to differentiate between is the number of retail businesses using you and then how many locations they have where they've installed you.
Yeah, I mean, it's really close to, we have a few multi-store operators. One has 10, a couple have 5. So you're probably looking 60 different business owners with 90 licenses being used.
I see. Okay. And what do you charge on average for these licenses?
On average right now, our license fee is about $200 a month. It can be anywhere from $150 to $300 a month, depending on how many applications you're running.
Okay. So this SaaS part of your business, then what? It's doing about 18 grand a month in revenue?
You got it. Yep.
And where was it? I know you launched 19 months ago. So if we go in, I guess when you were 6 months old, so 12 months ago, what was it doing? Do you remember?
Yeah, it was about 12 months. It took us about 3 to 4 months to get the MVP built, and we launched with about 40 people to test. Then we moved to our second iteration, and then that's where we've jumped up to where we are now. Timeline wise,
what do you think revenue was? Do you remember, like end of December of 2019? So about a year ago, a year and 2 months ago?
Probably about half, about 8,000, 9,000 a month.
Okay, interesting. Now, how did you're eating your own dog food, you had your own problem, you built it. Tell me about the story on the first customer you got that was not your own location.
It was similar business models to mine. I'm in a franchise, so I was able to go out to my network of friends that are in the same space. I knew that they had the same problem. So when I was able to show them what I had created, it was a no-brainer for everybody in the industry. We all suffer from the same issue. It was just a real simple transition, popped it in, and everybody's extremely happy with the product so far.
What's the pet franchise line?
Petland.
Petland, interesting. And what is a product that a consumer would come in and buy, try and use the old financing, and you'd have to wait 30 minutes to do it? I mean, imagine they're not financing like a dog bowl, right?
No, it would be a pet and then the supplies that go with it. So it could be a puppy, kitten, bird. It could be fish tanks, even small animals. The whole goal in the Petland model is to identify the right pet for the customer and then meet the needs of both. So typically a consumer is going to purchase a lot of supplies to go with that pet. So sometimes breaking it up over 12 months or 24 months can make that process a lot easier.
Got it. So these were $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 purchases.
You got it. Yep.
I see. Very interesting. Okay, so scale with the franchise model. You're now doing $18,000 a month in revenue. Have you bootstrapped?
Yes, all bootstrapped.
Love that, man.
Yes, very
How
happy.
many VCs have you turned down?
We haven't had any reach out. We've kind of been over in our little corner of the world, just building it. So, we'll see what happens. But we've bootstrapped all of our companies and like being in control. And so we just continue to scale. We recently acquired the finance company and FormPiper merged together. So it's going to take our monthly revenues up to 6 figures. So we're going to be able to continue to pour money into marketing and our team and grow it, on our own path.
Tell me what that means. What's it mean to acquire the financing company? What is the financing company's revenue?
That revenue right now is about $100,000 to $120,000 a month, just depending on the month. So what we do is we help retailers identify the right financing companies to use for their customers. And then we're going to receive basis points on the back end there. So we actually...
How many usually on average, basis points?
That can be anywhere from 1 to 2. I'm sorry, 100 to 200.
So 1 to 2%.
Yeah. So what FormPiper does is it actually makes it easier for the business to use multiple forms of financing. So what we see is the financing revenue also increases. So we've seen huge spikes. So we just decided that, now that the software is proven and tested, we're going to move that into all of our retailers through Financing Your Way. And so it only made sense for it just to be one company so we could really scale.
Yeah, and the name of the company is Financing Your Way. So how much GMV, like how many loans, how much went through their platform last year total?
About $100 million.
100 million. Wow, interesting. So how do you just bought this company? How do you value a business like this where they're doing 100 million in GMV? They're making about, it sounds like about 1.5 million based off their 1 to 2% fees. You came in and buy it. What do you buy it for and how do you value it?
Well, I own the company. So it's not really technically a buy. We just kind of merged them together.
Oh, I see. You own 100% of that business.
That's correct. Me and my business partner. Yeah.
Got it. Well, that's an impressive story. When did you launch that company?
7 years ago.
Oh, interesting. So those are really your roots. Now, did you launch this at the same time you opened your retail stores with Petland so that you could do better financing?
So the retail, I've been doing that for 20 years. So basically 20 years in the pet space, 7 years in the finance space, realizing that financing was important to the business model. And then now 18 months in the software business to help catapult and make the systems and processes easier. What it really does, FormPiper is designed to shrink the time that it takes to run applications. But what it actually does for the retail business is it allows your key employees to be out on the floor helping customers as opposed to running applications and doing data entry. So it's had a lot of benefits that we weren't really planning on, So it's been a great marriage between the companies. So
the combined entity will do what in monthly recurring revenue?
Last month we did $138,000.
Yep, between the two. This is interesting. And over the next year, which do you anticipate will grow faster, the pure software play or the financing percent GMV model?
It's going to be interesting to find out, because we just got the software to where we can scale it. Mm-hmm. I think from a percentage of growth, the software will grow faster. But we're very, very excited about the Financing Your Way revenue trailing it.
And are they both profitable?
The finance company is extremely profitable. FormPiper is not currently, just due to development. We're putting into our third iteration that will launch at the end of March. And the great news is once that's done, we're going to be able to move to more of just a maintenance mode for both of our development teams.
How many folks are on the team total?
So we have me and my business partner, Ryan. So 2 founders, 2 salespeople. And then we started with our Social Network MD team. We had our developer on staff. So we were able to build that MVP product very, very economically. And since then, that developer has gone out, started his own company. And so now we have 4 outsourced developers on that team that we're able to use so we can scale the product faster.
So 8 total, 4 full-time, 4 part-time. Those 4 part-time are engineers you've outsourced.
That's correct.
That's great. Where'd you outsource to, out of curiosity?
Maker Software is the name of their company.
Oh, it's like an agency.
I would say, he was our employee and he had friends that were developers and he was looking at an opportunity outside of ours as well. So he said, I'm going to start my own company. Wanted to know if we'd become a client. We saw the benefits of having him and the additional team members. And so we were proud to be his first client. And hope his company grows and succeeds from there. So,
yep. You seem like a pretty sharp business guy. I'm curious, you're not looking to sell the company, correct?
no, not right now. No.
Yeah. So cool. So removing that from the equation, when you put your rational sort of hat on, what would you sort of rationally value this business at today?
Well, when looking at the P&L, it drops about 50 to 60% profit, to the bottom line. So it definitely provides a very nice lifestyle for the team. Just looking at what other people do, a 6 times multiplier. So would it be, I don't know, about $4.8 million on EBITDA? Yeah.
Yep. Super interesting. What do you choose to do? I mean, a lot of founders, you're unique, and I like this aspect of what you're doing. A lot of founders think they have to burn capital, never make money. You're making money. It's like a real business, which we love. But how do you choose how to sort of make capital allocation decisions? So if you and your partner are splitting $50,000, $60,000 in free cash flow per month from profits, what do you choose to do with it? Don't you say, well, wait, I probably would just put this back in the business because the business is my best ATM right now?
Yeah, we battle with that. We like to have the money coming out for lifestyle reasons, but we're definitely at the point where we're investing a lot of money back into the business now. When we were just running the finance company, our margins, our return on investment for marketing was not there because it really took a lot of time to build that customer up to actually see the return. With the software, when you close the deal, you close the check, right? So you're increasing that revenue. So now we've got models for scaling marketing. We're working with some great companies. We're launching with Web Profits next month. So yeah, we're ready to just really throw some fuel on the fire now that we have the software product to help us.
Speaking of that fuel, I mean, what's your fully weighted CAC to get into $200 a month customer?
I'll be honest, I haven't put those numbers together yet.
You just know you're making money, and whatever else happens.
Right, exactly. We're going to allocate a certain percentage to marketing, and we're just going to start running, see where we're winning, see where we're losing, and then we'll just, shift when we need to.
Right, on that note, let's wrap up with the famous 5. Number 1, favorite business book.
I find my favorite book is usually the last one I read because I can apply, to it. So The Happiness Advantage.
Now, number 2, is there a CEO you're following or studying?
Right now, because I'm in the SaaS and trying to learn it, it's new for me. So I'm really following a lot of Dan Martell's content. Really appreciate his content.
He's great. We love Dan Martell. Number 3, what's your favorite online tool for building a business?
For me, it's the Google Suite. For my team, it's HubSpot.
Number 4, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
8 every night.
8, love that. And number 4, what's your situation? Married, single, kids?
Married, no kids.
No kids. Okay. And how old are you?
41.
41. Last question. What's something you wish you knew when you were 20?
Get into the SaaS business.
Guys, there you have it. FormPiper.com, helping retail locations like Petland locations finance customers when they come in and purchase for $3,000. They have a software business. They sell to Petland directly, so that the retailer pays a fee to use the product. And they also have a financing product which processed over $100 million in loans or GMV last year. They take 1 to 2% cut of that. It's doing 120, 130 grand a month in revenue with really healthy margins. The combined entity doing 50 to 60% profit margins, totally bootstrapped as they look to continue to scale with some paid spend this year. Brad, thanks for taking us to the top.
All right, we appreciate it. It's nice joining you.
One more thing before you go. We have a brand new show every Thursday at 1 p.m. Central. It's called Shark Tank for SaaS. We call it Deal or Bust. One founder comes on, 3 hungry buyers, they try and do a deal live, and the founder shares back-end dashboards, their expenses, their revenue, ARPU, CAC, LTV, you name it, they share it. And the buyers try and make a deal live. It is fun to watch every Thursday, 1 p.m. Central. Additionally, remember, these recorded founder interviews go live. We release them here on YouTube every day at 2 p.m. Central. To make sure you don't miss any of that, make sure you click the subscribe button below here on YouTube, the big red button, and then click the little bell notification to make sure you get notifications when we do go live. I wouldn't want you to miss breaking news in the SaaS world, whether it's an acquisition, a big fundraise, a big sale, a big profitability statement, or something else. I don't want you to miss it. Additionally, if you want to take this conversation deeper and further, we have by far the largest private Slack community for B2B SaaS founders. You want to get in there. We've probably talked about your tool if you're running a company or your firm if you're investing. You can go in there and quickly search and see what people are saying. Sign up for that at nathanlatka.com YouTube.com/Slack. In the meantime, I'm hanging out with you here on YouTube. I'll be in the comments for the next 30 minutes. Feel free to let me know what you thought about this episode. And if you enjoyed it, click the thumbs up. We get a lot of haters that are mad at how aggressive I am on these shows, but I do it so that we can all learn. We have to counter those people. We got to push them away. Click the thumbs up below to counter them and know that